it's actually almost noon here. But I realized that I needed to do my video now, even though I've done nothing but wake up and get my daughter ready for school and go to the library and run some errands. And then I remembered that I'm going to have a pork roast. I believe it was a pork roast. And I'm going to cook it in the crock pot. And I'm going to use wine, and I had already drank some wine because this is going to be a wine review and a cooking review. There's something on my screen. I was drinking last night the Walking Dead Cabernet Sauvignon, the red blend. Well, not red blend, but Cabernet Sauvignon, the red wine. This is the one I had gotten for $5. I have not done these as promos. These ones I was at a liquor promo and got those. Right now, real quick, I'm going to go transfer my pork roast into the crock pot, because I just braised it a little bit on each side. And so now I've already cut up, and I will show you. I don't have as much carrots as I thought, so at the very end I'm going to add carrots to my pork roast because it'll get too mushy. I also because I have a rabbit, and I have some onions and potatoes that I'm going to add to it. And I'm not using a lot of potatoes either because I want to use some Sunday. And then this I'm going to saute real quick and put on my pork roast. My kitchen's kind of a mess because my stove, one of the burners is out, and I have the cast iron stuff there. Let me try to move you here. So right now I am cooking a Sunday. The recipe's called a Sunday pork roast. And right now I'm sauteing some onions and garlic to put in there. Like I said, I braised my pork roast on each side before I put it in the crock pot. And I meant to do this earlier today, but I realized that I had not defrosted all the way. I did not put it on the counter, and I put it out yesterday afternoon, and I figured it would be alright, but we're a little colder than normal in Florida right now. So, and then I'm also going to use 2 cups of wine, and I only had 1 cup left from drinking the wine yesterday, so I had to open the other one. Not that I'm really going to be drinking right now, because it's still a little early. I will be drinking this afternoon. Actually, I'll have to be drinking this afternoon and tomorrow when I make ravioli dinner. And I hardly ever get to show you what I'm making for dinner because I have the family in the afternoon, and it's so busy. So while I'm doing that, I have already opened this wine and I'm letting it air out. And I am going to try it. This is the Walking Dead Cabernet Sauvignon 2016. They were like $20 when they started out. Now they are on sale. I still saw some people trying to charge $12 to $13, but I'm supposed to use 2 cups. Which thank God my husband and his boss got me some other red wine that I've never promoed or reviewed, so I will be doing that. I'm going to pour it over. I am pouring it over the pork roast. And then I needed beef stock, and I don't remember it. I think it was because I opened up the chicken beef broth, I believe, but the beef stock I need to put in there as well. And unfortunately, I don't remember if it was 1 or 2 cups. I've made this before, but I'm trying to go by a recipe, and I believe it was 1 cup. It's 2 cups of wine. I believe that's what it was. So I'm going to put that on there. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it on low, even though I'm waiting for this to saute. Because now it's going to be even longer. I plan on eating around 6 or 6:30, but now I don't know if it's going to be 7 or 7:30. That's because I had to have cold water running over the pork roast to get done. And I do believe it was a pork roast. Sorry, I don't remember if it was. Oh, it's a beef. Thank God, because those are better to make. Don't get me wrong, I've made the pork roast. I'm going to let this air out a little bit more before I do this here in a minute. So, I may do that as another video and just keep this as, this is the Sunday roast, Sunday hot pot roast, even though I'm doing it on Monday. Yesterday I made homemade fried chicken. And I'm actually using a little tiny bit of that fried chicken grease. It was my husband's idea, and it's a wonderful one, to saute these this garlic and these onions. So I'm going to let them saute a little bit more. Mainly the onions. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw in, but first I'm going to put some pepper, good amount of pepper on top of the vegetables that I'm putting in the crock pot and not sauteing. Like I said, I left some onions not to saute. I have carrots and potatoes. I wish I had more of both of those, but it'll be sufficient enough. And I put a little bit of sea salt and a little bit of oregano because I don't have parsley. And then I put a little bit more of the pepper, a little bit more salt, we don't need too much. And I'm going to put that all around. It's going to be really good. Just wish it would have been done a little earlier. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my heat on this because I don't need to saute anything else. I'm going to move that from the heat. I'll be so glad when I get a new oven and new pans. I've been trying to go back to using the cast iron, because that's really what I've always used. And I will be talking about a movie that's coming out. Some of you might not know, but I'm going to be talking about the DuPont and Dark Waters scandal and controversy coming up. I remember kind of hearing something about it back in the day, but yeah. So I'm going to that like that. And then I need to get a pot holder. Then I'm going to take the vegetables, which is the garlic and half of the onions, and I'm going to put that all inside there. Yeah, it's so much nicer to cook with cast iron, and I really always have, because my grandmother and great-grandmother did, and my mom and dad some, and then I did so more when I got pregnant about almost 16 years ago. Well, it was 16 years ago now, almost. The first time, and I was anemic and I needed iron because it gives you that. Okay, so everything's in there but the Worcestershire. They said to add a little bit of Worcestershire to the top of it. So I'm going to go ahead and shake that up. I like the Lea Perrins more, but so I'm going to put it all over the top. This one's a little bit bigger than the one they had in there. So like I said, I'm not sure if we're going to be eating at 7:30, but at least it'll be by 8. So that is my Sunday Crockpot roast. And like I said, it probably won't be done till about 7:30. There'll be leftovers though. And it's going to be very tasty because I've made it before with Worcestershire. I've made it before with like things like that, but I've never actually put wine in it. Or the beef stock, because I just added water. I don't know, it was kind of more of a homemade way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the review of the Walking Dead wine just because I don't see it being very long. And I don't think I'll have time later because I have to go get my teeth cleaned, and then got to watch this a little bit here and there when I go and come back. Should stay juicy though, because with the beef stock and the wine, it seems pretty juicy. Alright, I'm going to put my spices away, wipe down the counter. There's no more napkins, paper towels. I'll be right back. So I usually cook homemade dinners 4 or 5 times a week. Sometimes my husband will cook or grill, or sometimes we'll just have something easy. Like once or twice a month we have this one skillet that's frozen that actually tastes really good, and it's for whenever it's in emergencies. And we do go out to eat a lot on Friday because that's just our day. So I mainly cook, and I would like to do more cooking on here, and that's why my channel is called Wine, Liquor, and More, because I also sometimes try to do recipes on here, and then I also talk about true events or true stories or crimes. Okay, so this is cleaned. I just was rinsing it out again. Remember, always wash it with hot water, obviously, and then rinse it with cold. Just brings out the liquor flavor good. Let me make sure this crock pot's going. I'm gonna move it over here. Yep. You always want to cook it on low. I know some people will be like, well, you can turn it up on high. It's actually better just to cook it on low. Okay, so I'm going to try just a little tiny bit because it's not even noon yet. And I will be drinking this later. And I did have to use a cup out of it, and I had to use a cup out of the other one. So I'm not sure if there's going to be any left tomorrow for the raviolis salad I'm making. Tomorrow I'm making a red mushroom meatless ravioli. Last week we had a white sauce. It was like mushroom and onion and garlic. This one will probably be a little similar, except it's going to be the red sauce. This wine would have been good with it. So this is the Cabernet Sauvignon. You can definitely taste the plum and the blackberries. It doesn't really tell you much about it in the back. I can't remember if this is the one that are the apps come to life like the 19 crimes or not. But my husband's boss and him did give me one that was a 19 crimes like that I'm going to be reviewing next. It does taste full-bodied and smooth and silky, and you can kind of taste the mineral-likeness of it. I did look up what was in it, and now I forget. I remember, I know it was the cherry, plum, black cherry, I believe it was. And then there was a little spice, little mineral-like. It's funny how it tastes better today. It tastes better than the other bottle, or maybe that's just, I don't know, because the other bottle was 2016. So yeah, you don't want to leave red wine open more than like 2 or 3 days. That's the bad thing. It does say on it, living wine labels, download, scan. So it is a living wine one. Did not even see that when I was talking to the people at the store. So I'm definitely going to keep these bottles because it's Walking Dead and it's the living apps. It's definitely a nice cab. It's got the nice look. Oh, I remember now, it's coming back. It's got a little bit of the chocolate and mocha, but not too strong. A little bit of spice, and the tannins are not too bad. I definitely recommend it. It's a bottle that you want to ideally keep at least one of them. And I think I'm going to keep both of them. I don't know if he still has them on sale, but I was actually going to try to see, because 2 of those bottles for $10 was a really good deal. So until later, I definitely give this wine a thumbs up. It's definitely going to go good with my Sunday Crockpot roast, beef roast. Glad it's that. And then tomorrow with my raviolis, if it's still left. If not, I will be doing another wine, hopefully in the afternoon. And until then, take care.